You've definitely heard this song somewhere, but what you may not know is that it's a song about self-unalive, made by an almost homeless, broke, scruffy-ass high school dropout with a budget of $30. Ayase hails from the countryside, the Yamaguchi prefecture, and had been crazy about music his entire life. He learned the piano from when he was about 3 to 4, learned the acoustic guitar from middle school, and realized he also loved singing. But that's not the crazy part, that's just Asian kid power, you know? Ayase wanted to be a singer since 8th grade, and unlike most kids, actually fully committed to it, to a scary degree. He started his own rock band at 16 called Da Vinci, and after less than a year of high school, he dropped out, claiming, "I have no time for school, nor is there a need for school. I have band activities." In an Asian society, that is fucking crazy. Ayase's band actually did pretty good. They were getting 3 to 4 gigs a month, mainly focused in Yamaguchi, and while not big, he was making enough to barely get by. After about 4 years, in 2016, they eventually expanded their activities to Tokyo and Ayase moved there. That is until October 2018, when he got violently ill with a severe stomach ulcer, forcing him to be hospitalized in his hometown, unable to perform. During his recovery months, Ayase started dabbling with Vocaloid software, making new songs through it, as, well, the band was on hiatus. Again, he didn't blow up, but did okay for himself. Listens-wise, he made absolutely no money, bro was broke. But his compositions were good enough for a Sony Music staff to notice him online at the end of 2019. See, Sony Music just had a novel writing competition called the Monocon 2019 contest, and they wanted to turn the winning story into a song. That's why their staff, impressed by Ayase's compositions, reached out to him via Instagram DMs. They met up, Ayase agreed to the collab, and they went searching for a vocalist. I'm actually not sure why he didn't sing it himself. Maybe they wanted a more fitting voice, but eh. The search led to a girl on Instagram called Ikura, who had been posting videos of herself singing while playing the acoustic guitar. Ikura was also someone who had been through hell. She, similarly to Ayase, began pursuing her passion for music at about middle school, doing street lives, but let's just say it was rather unpleasant. For years, her audience never went beyond like 10 people. She basically had no fans and was even giving CDs away for free in hopes of promoting herself. She failed audition after audition after audition after audition, and she even got yelled at when doing street lives and was once grabbed and pushed against the wall for being too noisy. Bro, who the hell is doing this to high schoolers on the street? The fuck is wrong with people? Point is, Ikura had been struggling for years to stand out with little success, until contacted by Ayase to work on this Sony Music novel project. The two formed a group, Yoasobi. Yoasobi means playing in the night in Japanese. It refers to the fact that both Ayase and Ikura have their real jobs, aka Vocaloid producer and songwriter in the day, and they come together to create fun things at night. With Ayase as the composer and Ikura as the vocalist, they now had the team to make a song for this winning novel. But what exactly was this novel? The source novel is titled The Temptation of Thanatos, written by Hoshino, a uni student. Thanatos, as you may know, is the personification of death in Greek mythology. The story is about an unfortunate man working at an exploitive black company, overworking him to hell. One day, he saves a girl from self-unaliving and falls in love at first sight by the fragile expression on the girl's face. In this horrible, lonely life of his, she was like an angel to him. They get along well and start dating. His girlfriend's life was guided by Thanatos, defined by a fascination with death with chronic self-unalive urges, frequently contacting him about attempts. This girl had an obsession with Thanatos, saying she can see him. According to the story, it seems that for those who can see Thanatos, he takes on the most attractive and charming appearance to that person. The man feels jealous because she was obsessed with this death god more than she was with him, her boyfriend. The tale actually starts with his girlfriend once again texting him, "Goodbye." He once again rushes to the roof to stop her, but she screams, "I want to die now. Thanatos is calling." The man, losing composure, screams back, "I also want to die." That's when the girl smiles for the first time, and the man's entire heart clears up. he realizes she was his Thanatos this entire time. It's unclear if the girl had been a real person or just a hallucination this entire time, but the theme was clear. The man, deep in his heart, wanted to self-unalive. They take the leap together, racing into the night, hence the title, Yoru ni Kakeru. Creating a song from this story was extremely difficult. Not only was the idea of adapting a short novel into a song unprecedented, it was also Yoasobi's first song, so the pressure was on. It apparently took Ayase 3 whole months to make the composition. Oh, and by the way, since Ayase still wasn't doing his band stuff and Vocaloid was making little to no money, even after doing part-times, bro was broke. He could not afford rent anywhere, so he just had to live in the dining room of his 2 sisters' apartment, who had also moved to Tokyo to work. What I'm trying to say is, the song you all today know as Yoru ni Kakeru was literally created by a broke man on his sister's cramped dining table with an old laptop. He barely had the equipment to get things running. The cost? $0. He wrote and composed the song himself and asked a friend to do the guitar part. Okay, actually 3,000 yen because they had to get a cheap karaoke booth to record the song, but yeah. Alongside Ikura's beautiful vocals, the song was complete. The final product approached the song in a very unique and strange way. Upbeat J-pop. For a story of this nature. While Ayase never officially explained why, I personally think it makes sense. I mean, the story shows the facade of the man, almost in denial that he wants to self-unalive, until the realization finally hits in the final moments. It's as if the entire song is the happy facade he puts on to unconsciously hide those dark desires. But that's just my interpretation. As for the MV, this story was visualized not by a professional veteran, but by an art student, Ai Nina. Similarly to the composition, rather than using dark depressing visuals, we have a vibrant color-popping MV, beautifully animated, showcasing how the main character gets tempted by his Thanatos. You see all the little symbolisms, like how the butterfly is meant to represent an omen of death, the flower supposedly meaning purity and humility being torn apart by the girl, and just the entire novel story being told in the perspective of the male protagonist. As the MV released on Ayase's YouTube channel on November 16th, 2019, it made history. In only a month, the MV reached 1 million views, an insane number for a new group. And especially because this song initially did not release anywhere else. No Spotify, no CD, no anything, just a YouTube MV. They did eventually add the song to music streaming platforms after about a month, and it was doing numbers on the charts, reaching trending lists and stuff. But 2020, the year of COVID, was when it went... This song blew up on TikTok. With its catchy melody, many people in Japan started posting dance and performance videos with this song playing. People then kept sharing the song and it just kind of spread and snowballed from there. In January 2020, it already reached #1 on Japan's Spotify. Then also hit #1 on the monthly chart of Line Music. As COVID lockdown kicked in and people were stuck at their computers, the numbers only continued to blow up even more. By mid-2020, Yoru ni Kakeru had already broken the record for longest consecutive run at #1 on the Billboard Japan streaming songs chart, staying atop for 6 weeks in a row. And then the song reached outside of Japan. It started trending in 10 billion different countries. People started dancing to it again. And ironically this time, most people didn't even know the true meaning behind the lyrics. It was literally just, ooh, catchy TikTok song. As Yoru ni Kakeru gained million upon millions of streams, Japanese mainstream media took notice. On May 15th, 2020, Ikura gave a special performance of the song on The First Take, a prestigious channel where popular artists record a song live in one take. Ikura's crystal clear voice blew everyone away, as the song had a second coming of a blow up. Today, this video has 154 million views. Soon, this song started appearing on Japan's national TV programs. Ayase and Ikura were interviewed, and the song became mainstream. As the main MV surpassed 100 million views within a single year, Yoasobi was granted the greatest honor in Japan, to perform at Kohaku, Japan's largest yearly New Year's Eve TV music program. Over time, Yoru Kakeru achieved milestone after milestone, getting #1 in like everything that year, and eventually reached 1 billion streams, the first ever song in history to achieve this in Japan. Unfortunately, the MV on YouTube, while having 283 million views now, got age restricted on YouTube for sensitive topics, greatly hindering its growth through recommendations on YouTube. Thanks, YouTube! Over the next few years, Yoru Kakeru got a bunch of stuff like an audio drama, an official English version, and so on, but more importantly, Ayase and Ikura's lives were changed forever. Suddenly, they were one of, if not the biggest artist in Japan. Both of these struggling musicians had their dream come true, and on their very first work together, needless to say, Yoasobi continued on, making songs of short stories and anime OPs, making several more viral hits and becoming one of the biggest names in Japan today. They're like mainstream level. You'd struggle to find people in Japan that don't know them nowadays. Yoru Kakeru is an absolute bopper of a song that you really wouldn't expect to have such a dark meaning behind it. It's funny because I remember I kept seeing people posting videos of like party dancing to this song, and at the back of my head, I'm like, damn, that's the happiest suicidal person I've ever seen. At least the guy in the story got a girlfriend, even if he was the god of death. Would you date the god of death? No, seriously, would you? Special thanks to Vicente Pagani and all my other patrons and members for supporting the channel.